What's good? What's good, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of The Urban Platform Speaks. Make sure to like and subscribe as you come into the channel and check out the content. And with that being said, man, I'm gonna get right into this Puff Daddy situation. Puff Daddy, this situation that he's caught up in is going to be an uphill battle for him to fight these charges. I mean, he's up against like a mountain of charges, and it's going to be tough. And so I'm curious to see how his lawyers are going to defend, him against all these charges, racketeering, trafficking, and among other charges, right? And so I think one way, because what defense attorneys do, they do pretty much the same thing as prosecutors do. Like prosecutors will take and they'll pile a lot of charges on you, and they call that like throwing a whole bunch of throwing like mud against the wall, and then whatever sticks, right? And so they'll throw a lot against you, and defense attorneys do just about the same thing. They try to like defend their clients on different levels, and I think one of the first levels, I think um, Puff Daddy's defense attorneys is going to defend him on is probably going to be like consent, because with these trafficking charges that Puff Daddy is up against, he's going to have some type of proof, or some type of not really proof, because he don't really have to prove anything. It's up to the prosecutor to defend, but it will help him if they can kind of like strike down some of those claims of trafficking, right, and try to make it look like the people who he so-called trafficked, make it look like they were willing participants, and that they consented to these actions. So a big part of Puff Daddy's case is going to be the consent, right? And he'll they'll try to prove that. I think they have, and I'm not sure if they're going to allow Puff Daddy, them to use those videos, but that's what they're probably going to have to do. Like for instance, what's the young lady who just came? She just did an interview, or she just had some claims against Puff Daddy for for abuse, right? But in 2017, what's her name? Nicole Richards. In 2017, she gave an interview saying that Puff Daddy was her forever friend, and they were close, and that they, what I mean, that and they will always remain close. And so now, recently she's filed claims. So it's things like that will give her Puff Daddy's lawyers ammunition to like try to discredit some of those trafficking charges, and make it look like those people were consenting and willing participants, right? And so another way that the lawyers can defend Puff Daddy is to say that there is a conspiracy to take him down, right? Puff Daddy has some issues with the Ciroc, with Ciroc, that the alcohol, the people who make that liquor that Puff Daddy was, I guess he was part owner, or he was either a pitch man for Ciroc. And so they're gonna say that these charges stem from are like a get back from people who are in high places, in order to to take Puff Daddy down, and hurt his image, his legacy, and his career. So they're going to claim that like some of this is a conspiracy, and people in higher up places are coming after him, and this is like a personal vendetta, and they're trying to bring Puff Daddy down. So I can see some of their just maybe a small part of their claim being like this is a conspiracy to take down Puff Daddy. And another way I think Puff Daddy is, his lawyers and his team is they're probably going to try to play like the race card and make it seem like, like this is another attempt to bring down a powerful black man. And you kind of seen that, like the way Puff Daddy was moving before all these, before he was arrested. He was going around talking about like how he was getting mistreated by the different, like Ciroc, for instance. He made it clear that Ciroc only wanted him to market to the African American community, whereas though Puff Daddy wanted to he thought that he had a broader reach than that, but so Ciroc wanted to limit him to marketing to just his community, and so he's going to play the race card and say that it's a conspiracy against himself, against him to bring him down because he didn't want to go along with these plans that that Ciroc had, and maybe other brands, other sponsors. A lot of times what happened was, and what Puff Daddy was saying, that they just wanted him to market to a specific community, and that's his own community. Whereas though, like I said, Puff Daddy thought that he had a larger reach. So I'm not sure how, like, it's a difference between when a defense attorney like have so many different defenses and stuff like that, that when a prosecutor is like throwing charges, a whole bunch of charges, they're piling on a whole bunch of charges. Some like defense attorneys don't always get the luxury of looking like sometimes if you have too many excuses, like you have an answer for everything, that right there can make you look guilty, right? And so, like I said, I just think that Puff Daddy he has a lot. It's a uphill battle. Fortunately for him, he has he has money to defend himself, but these are like federal charges. So he's in federal court, and a lot of times, well, like 90 something percent of the time when the feds bring charges, it's hard to beat these charges. So, I'm looking forward to seeing like what's going to happen, and seeing like how his lawyers are going to try to break down these charges, and how his lawyers are going to try to defend Puff Daddy against all of these allegations, right? Like I said, they're going to use the consent. They're going to say that they had consent. Number one. Number two, they're going to say that that this was a conspiracy to bring down Puff Daddy, and they're going to play the race card, like this is just another attempt to destroy the legacy and the image of a black man, of an African American. And so that's my take on it. But I want to know, like, what do you think like would be a good defense? You know what I mean? How would you recommend that like Puff Daddy defend himself against all these charges? Do you think that any of these the conspiracy theory would work for him in his behalf, or do you think that it'd be good for him to play the race card? Some people might think that like the race card, like that's like a fallback or defense every time somebody black get in trouble, that that's the first thing they want to claim is racism. But I mean, this right here, desperate times call for desperate measures, and these are some desperate times for Puff Daddy. Like I said, I'm even though this is a federal case and it won't be televised, I'm still sure that everybody's going to follow it. They're going to have like court reporters and people going to just come out and just tell like what's going on inside that courtroom every day. But yeah, I'm looking forward though, to seeing how his lawyers are going to defend him against all these charges. Man, he up against like a mountain of charges. But like I said, I want to hear from you. Let me know, like, what do you think like Puff Daddy should do to defend himself against these charges? Do you think it's, like, I mean, he should, personally, in my opinion, I think, he gonna have to pull, every trick out of the bag. I mean, he's gonna have to overturn every stone, man. There's nothing that, nothing's off limit. because I mean his life is at stake right now. His legacy, his fortune, his empire, everything is at stake right now. So he has to do everything in his power to get from out under these charges. Yeah. So with that being said, like I said, leave comments below. Let me know what you think about. Do you even think he'll be able to get from out under these charges? Like this is a mountain of charges. I think they said they had over 50 witnesses, against Puff Daddy, and that list is probably going to grow. So yeah, let me know what you think. And with that being said, I'll check you all out on the next video. Peace.